I think that it's the responsibility of society to invest in higher education. The basic question is, in a world where the future is going to be dominated by a set of idea capitals, and when I talk about this phrase idea capitals, you have to think of a kind of a pyramid of knowledge. Okay, and there will be in individual locations or cities, call them cities for the moment, there'll be in individual cities a talent base. How much of the pyramid of knowledge leading to the apex of the triangle, which is the highest activity in which humankind engages, the greatest, what makes us different? The mind, right? So the apex of the pyramid is the highest activity in which humankind engages. How far up that pyramid of knowledge is a given city or location going to drive its population? You start with a basic K through 12 education, you work through, you bring people up their talent pyramid as far as they can, right? So the real idea capitals of the world, and if you look out at this century as it unfolds, I think it will unfold as a kind of matrixed world. The Aga Khan calls the century into which we've moved the knowledge century. David Brooks a few weeks ago called it the cognitive century. I've been calling it for a long time the idea century. So the idea century will be characterized by a set of matrixed locations, all interconnected, which will be these idea capitals. How many will there be? 6, 8, 10, at most 12. China will have a couple of them. India's trying to have one. The continent will have one. London will probably be one. New York should be one. Now, I've already named 6. The Gulf is investing heavily in having 1 or 2. Now I'm up to 8. Okay, there's not room for many, many more at the apex, at the highest level. The United States should have 3 or 4. I mean, today, if one were to list the leading universities in the world, the top leading universities, I'm sorry, today, if one were to list the top 50 universities in the world, 40 of the minimum would be in the United States, maybe 45. Okay, these idea capitals I talk about will have as their hydraulic force, their animating principle, research universities first, and great educational complexes second, right down through kindergarten. But they'll operate at the apex with having 1 or 2, maybe even 3 research universities, because research universities are what do ideas at the highest level. They also magnetize faculty and students, idea people, that then go out and populate the other idea elements of an idea capital and kind of raise the entire level of the conversation. So if one imagines a world where there's 6, 8, 10, 12 of these idea capitals, one wants to be in that matrixed world at the highest level if one is trying to create the postmodern society. So one wants to make sure you're nurturing these research universities, in particular universities beyond that, the entire educational complex beyond that. So one would be thinking then that as a society as a whole, and who's responsible for it? Public policy officials, private actors, the corporate sector, philanthropists, the higher education sector itself, which has to kind of keep its focus on producing the kind of idea-generating engine, both in terms of research and the idea carriers we call our graduates, and then the populace who see for their children that the future is better if you invest in this. So it's a multi-vectored investment, but the key indicator that worries me the most, the key indicator is that the public policymakers, the government officials that are charged with kind of looking out over decades and seeing where society's going aren't doing that. Okay, they're looking for short-term results, and they are disinvesting in higher education, treating it more as a private good than as a public good. So they're not investing as much in research. They're not investing as much in providing the ability to students to go to the colleges where those students themselves feel they can best thrive.